What is up, guys? I see Thomas is already here. What's up, Thomas? He says, sup, gaucho. So, it's been a busy week for me. Busy 2 weeks. Ever since I uploaded that video last week, I don't remember when it was. Before the last live. So Tuesday night. Wednesday, probably. Wednesday morning. Because I uploaded it like at 1 in the morning. I've been a bit off my rhythm, off my flow. But I do have some good news to share with you guys today. Something that might be cool for the channel and for the content. But I saw a video uploaded by a friend of the channel's, UFOs On The Level, where he talked to, let me say her name right, Patricia Avant, about her new film, Black People Do See UFOs. Now what this did was it sparked something that has been inside of me for a long time, right? Something that I've been fighting for since forever, honestly. If you guys have been listening to the live since the beginning, we've already sort of talked about how the UFO phenomenon is global and how I think that we need to open up the doors and let everyone into the discussion. We need to try our best to let everyone feel welcome here in the rabbit hole. Now, apart from that, we did a live in the past talking about female researchers and how I feel they are not represented in the UFO community. A lot of people got angry about that. Got some comments saying, "Oh no, that's just because maybe their research isn't good enough," but that was kind of proving my point. All the negative comments I got when I tried to put that out there, I even got some negative comments from females, by the way. Sort of offended that I would even say that. But look, what is Mulder without Scully? And who says that in another dimension, Mulder's not a female and Scully's not the guy? You know what I mean? We're all in this search together. This phenomenon affects all of us, and we need to all work together. And if we're going to understand an alien phenomenon, right? I keep coming back to this, trying to explain this to everyone. If we're going to understand an alien phenomenon, at least the first thing we need to do is understand these barriers and these the ways society has sort of brainwashed us to think. I think that we see a male-dominated side of the UFO phenomenon because this is an old topic, right? This has been here forever. And people have been looking into UFOs for 80 plus years. And women weren't always allowed back in the day, long time ago, which was wrong, but weren't allowed to speak their voices or get their voices heard. And a lot of those people that were around during that time when women were treated that way remained around for a long time. There's also a large, I'd say, powerful men side of this topic where you see military people and you see we're waiting for politicians to talk about it, and we talk about academics and all this kind of stuff. And it's all areas where women have been fighting to get their voices heard. And it's not just about women, right? It's about other cultures, and it's about seeing a mix of people in the community, because that's what we need. Because again, let me remind everyone, this is an alien phenomenon. So how are we going to approach an alien phenomenon without even being able to accept our fellow humans and see that we are all the same? Now, the word alien has a stigma tied to it that sort of hangs on to it, a ball and chain that drags it down. People have this negative connotation to the word alien. Now, let me give you guys a little story, a little background real quick. I am the son of 2 immigrants. They were born in Argentina. They lived in Argentina. They got married. My parents were beautiful young people. But Argentina was not the place to be when they got married. They were throwing people out of airplanes. There was a whole, military rebellion. And they just wanted to get out of Argentina and better their lives. So what did they do? They head out to the States, Los Angeles. My two brothers were born. When they were 20, I was born. I was the gift. My parents are watching this. They're probably like, no, you were the gift, but the gift, right? And I grew up in the United States, where racism and alienism is prominent, in my opinion. In my opinion. We're going to touch some touchy things tonight, but I want to try and do my best to represent it, because it's also like something that I've lived with for so long that I don't even really think about it too much, right? I think about it I guess you'd say I live with it. So it's not like something that I have to break down and explain to anyone, because for me, it's just everyday common sense. But I'm talking about this because the word alien is tied to this. See, my parents were illegal aliens, and I grew up with alien parents. I understand that that's not the same as the occupants on the craft. But having parents that were foreigners and seeing them have different customs and cultures and fighting to, better their lives and take care of their children really opened my mind to seeing everyone as equal from a very early age. And it kind of made me see the beauty of our species. And on top of that, sorry if that was loud, but and on top of that, it helped me look towards the stars and have a wider grasp of reality at a very early age. So when I see a film like Black People Do See UFOs, of course I am totally behind that, because I believe that yes, Black people do see UFOs. And it's been quite some time that I've noticed that there are aspects of the community, which I don't think is the fault of the community, right? Don't get me wrong. I'm not blaming anybody. I'm saying that we can do better and we can fix this now if we notice it. Where there is this prominent male white, I hate to say the word white, but that's just, look at me, right? I understand that I live in South America. I understand that I'm Argentinian, and I always felt like a Latino, but I'm not a Latino. I'm from South America, but Latinos don't think I'm Latino. So, we need to work on growing the community and trying to get everybody in here, because every culture has their own take on the phenomenon. And when you look at the Earth and you look at how many different types of groups there are around the world, how many different types of people that grew up in different environments, maybe different UFO hotspots, maybe different maybe different religious backgrounds that influenced their encounters with the phenomenon. They're all valid and they're all powerful, and they're all things that we can use to get a better painted picture of this topic. So when I saw John's conversation with, I keep forgetting her name, but I don't want to say it wrong, with Patricia, I thought it was amazing, because you could see two people discussing the phenomenon, no barriers, no problems, and that's how it should be for everything and for everyone. And I've seen some female researchers on Twitter, point out that they feel like the UFO topic or the UFO community doesn't highlight female researchers. And a lot of people might argue this by saying, look at Linda Moulton Howe. But if you go on Wikipedia, I know Wikipedia is not the answer for everything, but I brought this up when I made the live about this topic. If you go on Wikipedia and you look for UFO researchers, you will pull there's a list on Wikipedia. Now, there are, I'd say, 80%, 90% male. Now, this topic actually sits on my shoulders and makes me think about creating content about this, specifically because I see my analytics on all my different platforms, right? And I can see it's primarily male. I can also see that we are primarily an older group. Here's a funny story. The other day after the live last week, I had the lights set up. That thank you to my Patreons. You guys really helped me out, and gave me a little push in the right direction. So I went to a hardware shop, picked up some lights, rigged it together, and now we have this nice little setup here. But I had the lights here, and I said, why not just do something on TikTok real quick? I get it. Trust me. I have a problem with TikTok. I think the content is kind of crazy, kind of wild on there. But I do think there's a lot of people watching it, and it's quick and fast. People take it in, and they take it in and they leave. But I'm saying, if we can get the right audiences in right places, we can help change the discussion. So either way, that wasn't like my goal when I was like, yeah, I'm going to make a video for TikTok. What I wanted to do was say, look, I am searching for the truth. If you want to join me on my search for the truth, please do, right? That's not what I said. I said it was a lot cooler. But I said something of that nature. I got 7,800 plays. 7,800 plays. Literally took me 2 seconds to do that. And I understand the algorithm does that in TikTok. It kind of just like overwhelms me. It just takes you and throws you all over the world, right? But it was a lot of young people started following me. I didn't get too many followers, right? A lot of likes. Like I think it was like 500 likes or 300, 400 likes. I don't know. I'm not on TikTok that much, guys. But I sat back and I saw the plays just coming in, the likes, comments, people following my TikTok. And I thought, look at all these young people hearing me say, join me on my search for the truth. And they're, liking it and commenting and subscribing to my TikTok or following my TikTok, whatever it's called. I feel like such an old man talking about TikTok, but that's the moment where it hit me. I was like, dude, we have to use all these different platforms. We need to grab all the different kinds of megaphones, all the different kinds of microphones. I mean, that's what I already try to do. But as we continue through disclosure and we wait for the truth, because that's what we're doing right now. We wait for the truth. The world's going to evolve around us, and we need to evolve with the world. We have to go with the times. We have to go with the flow. We got to stay cool, right? We got to stay cool, because a big part of people putting us in the basement and throwing tinfoil hats on our heads for so long is because we didn't stay cool. I mean, we didn't stay hip with the time. For me, when I look back at sorry guys, when I look back at Stan Friedman or John Hynek, for me they're cool, right? But because I look up to those men and those researchers, those men. I'm talking about inclusive, and I say that, but you guys see what I'm trying to say, right? But I am going to do my part and do my best to highlight female researchers on my channel. So if you are a female researcher, shoot me a DM, shoot me a message, talk to me. I'm totally open to hear your thoughts. I'm not going to belittle you or say something weird to you. I also see that a lot, where people respond to females differently, which is common, right? Men often do that. I never really did that in general in life. I don't know what it is, but I didn't see the point in catcalling or treating females like that. So I respect women, and if you guys want to get highlighted on my channel, just let me know. Shoot me a message. And if you're a researcher from a different part of the world, look, I saw my podcast analytics, which for those of you listening to this as a podcast, thank you for listening. But I saw the analytics the other day for the first time, and it gave me a map of the regions, or just like the different places where people were listening to it. And yes, man, this is a global phenomenon. So I'm going to slow down here for a minute, because this topic obviously inspires me. And I'm going to check out the live chat, because I know you guys are there, and I know I've been talking for too long. And I want to see what you guys have to say. So let me scroll up to the top, because I've been talking for a minute. And let's see who's here. First, Sofa, what's up, man? I'm sorry, guys, that this is a little later, but I got some news. I'll let you guys know in a minute. But sort of stuff that got in the way, so I had to do this now. But I wanted to do this either way. I didn't want to miss out tonight. John, what's up, man? Philip, aloha. Philip, are you in Hawaii? If you are, that's super cool, man. Give me a second, guys. I think I need to take a sip of water. All right, I'm back. Pro Illusionist, what's up, man? Paul Jones, he says, hey, Gaucho. Engaging the Phenomenon. Guys, if you're not subscribed to Engaging the Phenomenon's channel, do me a favor and do yourself a favor. Go to his channel, subscribe to him. He does great stuff. He's clear-minded. I like, his take on the phenomenon, and hopefully he's a friend of the channel, and I've worked with him in the past. Like, we've done videos kind of together, I guess, and I hope to keep working with him. And yeah, thank you for being here, bro. The Night Hunter, what's up, man? He says, I came in way late. It's okay, man. Advocate for Peace, what's up? Andy Oates, UFO Man, hey, man. All right, guys, so this topic, to me, I want to know what you guys think. Are females not represented in the right light or not given a voice in the UFO community? Is it mostly male? Am I taking this too far? I don't think I am. I think this is a healthy discussion, and I think building up the community and trying to get new minds into this is so important. I think about, let me rephrase this. I think about myself 10 years ago and how dedicated I was to this topic and how fresh I was. How, if I think outside the box now, back then I was thinking completely outside the box, and I was okay with it. There was nothing holding me back. It's just a way of life. As time goes on, you can train your mind like a weapon, and you can try to use it to walk outside the parameters that have been set for you by society and try to see the universe. But there's still these things that you come along with life that kind of push you back into the line, And when you're younger, you got more space to think, you got more space to grow, you got a purer soul in a way. UFO Man says, mostly male. We need more female perspectives. I agree, but I think one thing we need to remind the community too, and a lot of people, is that at least the males in the community is you got to treat females, even online or wherever you interact with them, right? But especially online, respectfully. Because I see some comments, they're winking at them and calling them beautiful and stuff. And look, I'm not saying that I'm a good looking guy or whatever, because I'm not. I don't think I am. But I'm saying I don't get any sort of comments like that on my content or when I tweet something out. And somebody made a point of that the other day, and I thought it was funny. He said, I would love to see somebody respond to the Gaucho with this kind of, attitude, or this kind of, they were basically saying she was beautiful, but they didn't agree with what she was saying. But I was like, why would you even have to say she's beautiful, right? I get it. People are lonely. People want to find love, and what better way to find love than to find your Scully, right? But there's other ways of doing it, not openly. I don't know, right? I just think we need to I don't think it's possible, because I guess it happens in every group, this kind of situation where maybe a lot of us can spearhead this idea and we can try our best to put the right foot forward and sort of inspire other people to do the same, causing those that step outside of, those that respond disrespectfully to a female researcher or whatever, to not do that because they might feel shamed for doing it. But I don't know. It's I get it, but at the same time, I think we need to grow up a little bit in that aspect. John here says, I don't get no love either. LMFAO. Look, guys, let me give you guys an honest sort of take on my younger years. I've always been this way, right? I've never really been the typical guy in my mind. Maybe I dressed like one. I did the same things typical guys did. But in my mind and my view on society and life has never been typical. And that kind of gets in the way of being viewed as special or attractive or whatever. You know what I mean? Because I don't really do the things attractive people do, right? But I still think we're all badasses. And one day, when disclosure happens, I mean, right? I've been getting tongue twisted so much, man. Thank God that when I upload these as a podcast, I can cut this all out. But one day, I say when disclosure happens, but I think like right now, in this moment, you're all badasses. And you should know, like, any woman that can be with you, or any partner, not even woman, any partner, because some of you might be females here, they're lucky to be with you, right? So love is a beautiful thing, but I'm getting a little off topic there. Lately, I've been getting real excited on the podcast, and I think that's why I'm getting tongue twisted, because you guys are giving me great responses in the live chat, and I'm like trying to jump at it real quick. Engaging the Phenomenon says, only UFOs on the level, John. Easy on the eyes. Gets that treatment. No, I don't think so, guys. I think that, John is I guess he is easy on the eyes, but I'd say, I think we all have everyone has somebody out there that thinks they're beautiful. There's somebody out there that sees the beauty in all of us. So it doesn't matter, right? It's all about the lens, and there's a lens for everyone. Sophia says, a lot of women on YouTube who claim to meet mantis and Lyrians in meditation. That is something you do see. Which is obvious, right? It's obvious that it seems like women or females have more of like a spiritual connection at times. Like you see it more often than males, and I think that's just the way society has brought us up. So it's like being more sensitive and being more masculine. I could be wrong, and I don't want to offend anybody by saying that, but I think you do see this masculine take from a lot of the males in the UFO community because we are older. So we're from a generation where that's what they taught us to do. I don't know. But the real purpose of this discussion tonight is to try to get us all on the same page and all agreeing that we need young people in this group and in this community. We need females in this community. We need people of different ethnicities, different cultures, different backgrounds in this community. We need to hear all the stories. Every experiencer's story matters. I don't care what anyone says. I know there will be stories that may sound outlandish or hard to believe, but I'm sure that if somebody had told you about Roswell, when Roswell happened, you would think it was completely insane, right? Or Travis Walton, during the time period that the Travis Walton case happened, if you had heard that, you may have thought that was completely bonkers. And I do a lot of research, guys. I know sometimes I might mix up some cases or not be able to pull things right out of the top of my head, but I do a lot of research, and there are cases that seem a little out there, but when you sit back and you analyze it and you look at the phenomenon as a whole and you realize how abstract this topic is, you start to see that it could be possible, right? Because we don't know what we're dealing with yet. Advocate for Peace says, yeah, I see a lot of women's comments on abduction and or telepathic content, like 10,000% more than men. And I'm not saying that's not real. The real women, well, had to be women. Well, then, invite someone you know to participate. Well, okay. So I suggest you guys check out UFOs on the Level, UFOs on the Levels video, because it's great. It's in the description of this video here. So when we're done with the live, make sure to check it out. He did a great job. The discussion was great. Patricia did also a great job, and I feel like I would love to sit down and talk to her. She seemed like somebody I could just talk to all day with, so that was very cool. And I think it's a good step in the right direction. Also, I left a link to her website so you guys can check out her film as well in the description. Before we jumped on the live tonight, I saw a article. Now it was, I think it was Somewhere in the Skies that shared this. It's from Trail of the Saucers, from medium.com. And it's crazy because I was thinking today, where's Tom DeLonge? What's going on with TTSA? Why have we not heard anything from Tom DeLonge? Literally, I almost thought like that's what we should talk about tonight. But I don't have that much information, so I thought, how much could we really talk about it? But Bryce Zabel wrote this article. I saw it a minute ago before we went live. I kind of read into it a bit. I'm going to skim through it and just let you guys know because I think this is exactly what I thought was going on. See, I was worried that when Lou and Chris Mellon left, that for some reason TTSA would just become media driven, right? And I guess when I say for some reason, it's because they lost their heavy hitters. That doesn't mean that they can't make an impact, they can't make an effect, or change up the game still, but it's going to be in a different kind of way. So the title of Bryce's article is It's the End of To the Stars Academy as We Knew It. It says the latest SEC filing from TTSA says it's become just another entertainment company trying to sell UFO content. The dream is over. Look, I've said it once and I'll say it again. I think that entertainment and any sort of artistic expression or storytelling or anything, right? Any sort of vehicle that can reach the people on this topic is important, as long as it sticks to the narrative. Or the narrative is a complete wrong word to use because that just sounds negative, but I would say as long as it sticks to the data and the information that we have from all the cases stretching back into the past. You know, I hope one day I get the chance to actually create a project, like a big project or something in the entertainment world, and actually pull together real data from real cases and use that to sort of inspire the visuals and the narrative of the story. Again, with the narrative, but that actually makes more sense. So let me look at some of the stuff here. I just wanted to talk about this for 2 seconds. So I also left, by the way, if you guys want to read this article when we're done with the live, there's also a link to this down in the description of the video. So here's something. To achieve its goals, TTSA has decided to restructure its operations to scale back its initiatives in science and tech commercialization, and to place greater emphasis on the operations of its entertainment business. And Tom DeLonge tweeted on February 11th, the important thing is the movie that To the Stars Media is planning to do next. I wonder if they will spark controversy, wonder, or both. My upcoming film, Monsters of California, will help start that conversation. Now, I hope Monsters of California is a good film. The idea behind it, from what I've seen and what I've read, seems like sort of a Stranger Things kind of vibe, but California based, and I am from California, so I might see a little bit of my young self in that film. Or I think is it a film or a show, guys? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I might see some little winks at my past there, but it seems like when Lou and Mellon left, and Chris Mellon left, it sort of knocked TTSA off its feet, right? And I bring this up because literally today I was like, where is Tom DeLonge? Why haven't I seen anything about them leaving, really? I haven't seen much news about what's coming next. And I was a little worried that I would see something like this. And as soon as I sat down to get ready for the live tonight, I saw this article pop up. And I guess you'd say it doesn't surprise me because I was worried about it, right? So here's some little bullet points that are in the article. Bryce says, over the past week, I've reached out to some key influencers in the UAP world with knowledge of TTSA's inner workings. Here are some of the quotes. He says, they just did their own things and never became a solid unit, so it all broke up. And he says, Elizondo feels that he can maneuver better while not being controlled by a corporation. He couldn't just do any interview he wanted to do while under contract with TTSA. Well, that's a pretty interesting bullet there, seeing as we saw him do all those runs on big channels, small channels. I mean, a lot of friends of of this channel here got to sit down with Lou Elizondo. I was talking the other day to Zignal, and I was telling him, like, dude, you guys at that UFO podcast got to sit down with him. Like, that's crazy. That's amazing. Next bullet is, Tom is a dreamer. Lou and Chris are career intelligence personnel. They are seriously focused on this phenomenon, and Tom was wanting new designer swag. Look, that last part there, Tom was wanting new designer swag. I dropped some shirts, and for those of you that picked them up, thank you. I dropped some art, I guess, because really I'm just drawing and creating some art inspired by the phenomenon, and I am uploading it to Redbubble. And if you guys want to support me through there and pick up a shirt, that's awesome. But a few people did, and it's amazing and crazy for me because I never thought I'd see that ever, because I've been drawing my whole life and drawing pictures of UFOs and different kind of high strangeness related drawings for years, and never thought I'd see one on a t-shirt, and never thought I'd see anyone rock it. But like, I understand every aspect of what's going on, right? And a lot of people have this line or this barrier when it comes to, how do we get this message across? How do we find the truth? How do we look? What I'm trying to do at this moment is trying to spread awareness and start a discussion. And if that means that it has to do with you wearing a shirt with something that I drew on it that's a UFO in a barrel, some retro drawing, you know what I mean? That you go to a party and someone says, what is that? And you say, yeah, it's this shirt from this guy, the Honored Gaucho, and he talks about UFOs. And then they ask you, oh, you believe in UFOs? Boom. There you go. Open window to talk about the phenomenon, to discuss. So there's so many ways to actually do this, right? There's so many ways to actually talk about the phenomenon. And I think that a lot of times people put themselves into a box and think, no, I only want to see a documentary. I only want to see, I only want the government coming out and telling me exactly what's going on. If I were to come into contact with a group of, I don't know, natives from somewhere, I don't know, right? This is just an idea, a little thought experiment. And they said, look, our tribe or whatever has been interacting with the phenomenon for this many years, and if you want to stay, we have a ceremony, and we have the ceremony every full moon. And what if I film that? I understand it's not the government, and what if we saw something? Would you not believe me? I'm saying we're sitting around waiting for the government, which I totally understand, which I think is a valid and it's something we need to fight for in disclosure, because a lot of people need that to get sort of anywhere near our level at this point in time. Which is why I am supporting as well on the topic of the government and that and disclosure. I am supporting the Big Phone Home. So if you guys are not subscribed to as well, the Unidentified Celebrity Review, I loved the interview he did with Lou Elizondo. I thought it was really good. But what he wants to do is he's going to host an all-day telethon live stream from his YouTube channel, basically calling Congress and encouraging them for a better disclosure project, right? Because like my last video, what can be done in such a short time period? What are we going to get from the UAP task force debrief or whatever? What are we going to get from this countdown that we have to this report that's supposed to come out? Which we're not going to see the full end of it, but I'm saying, what is Congress going to get, right? So if you guys are down to support this and call into, call to Congress or your local government representatives, I'd say hashtag the big phone home, go follow Unidentified Celebrity Review, and let's do it. I'm on board. I'm going to try and help out as much as I can. But that being said, what I was saying is there's a lot of people waiting for government confirmation. I personally think it will be helpful. I also worry that if it's not done correctly, it could throw us back a few years, which is dangerous. And I also think we shouldn't forget the unhealthy relationship we've had with governments all over the world, not just about the UFO phenomenon, right? About a lot of things. So keep that in mind. I said it before, it's like dating somebody that did something terrible to you or lied to you multiple times and then trying to trust them again. Like, can you really trust them? But I can tell you that Lou Elizondo, Chris Mellon, those guys, I trust them. They've at least shown me personally, I feel, that they are definitely dedicated to disclosure. So when I say these things, I'm not referring to them. I'm referring to Congress and, other branches of the government, which decompartmentalized, anything can happen. So let me check out the live chat again. Let's see what's going on. Rodrigo, what's up, man? How are you? Engaging the Phenomenon said likewise. I think he's talking about hashtag the big phone home. A lot of us are trying to help out, trying to get that, trying to chip in and do something there because I feel like it's important. I also think I'm trying to think of a way to bring power back to us, right? I'm tired of waiting. I'm tired of sitting back and waiting for so many years. It's kind of what pushed me in the direction of starting a channel, right? I thought to myself, what do I do? Well, originally I started like a blog, and then I started trying to create stuff like art pieces and things like that a long time ago. But what I wanted to do was build a community like we have here now. We're at right now 2,290K, which I never thought I'd get to, but that's 2,290 people just on my channel, not to mention Engaging the Phenomenon's channel, not to mention Alien Girl's channel, not to mention any of you that have content or any sort of social media platform where you're discussing this topic. We're all sort of imagine 2,290 people standing behind me right now, right? It's something that always kind of made me think like how amazing social media can be if used correctly, if you have the right message and the right approach. But let me see what you guys are talking about. I see Gray Trolls there. What's up, man? Thank you for always being here, man. And Alien Girl, if you guys aren't subscribed to Alien Girl's channel, make sure to go check out her channel. She also goes live. I think she goes live on Friday nights, if I'm not mistaken. So make sure to check her out as well. So what do you guys think? Is TTSA done? Are they not going to make any big moves like they did in the past? I'm a little worried that TTSA might not, right? Because when I talk about entertainment being important, I feel like either way, let's go back to the idea that I was talking about. Like, what if I ever did a project or something big? If I did something big, trust me, if I was getting interviewed on, a premiere or a red carpet or anything, I would be talking about the phenomenon everywhere I went. If I ever get to that point where I'm out there talking openly on bigger platforms, trust me, I am sticking to my guns and I'm talking about this phenomenon because I want people to know about it. I want people to be here with us in our corner. I feel like it's so important. Advocate for Peace said subscribe to her just now. He must have just subscribed to Alien Girl. Awesome. UFO Man also has a channel. Make sure to check out his channel. Go subscribe. Rodrigo Vieira said TTS who? TTS who? I hope that's not what happens, because I feel like, look, Tom's made some mistakes. He's shared some videos that weren't right, some pictures, but I think he has his heart in the right place. Like the quote said in that article that you guys can find down in the description of this video, he's a dreamer. And I think dreamers are important here in this field too. This is we need to observe the phenomenon. It's not just about science and military people. It's really not, it's barely, in my opinion, the phenomenon has more to do with normal everyday people than it does with the military aspect of it or the scientific community. It has to do with normal everyday people. The problem is that normal everyday people don't have a voice. Normal everyday people can't just change the world. Military people can do that. The scientific community can do that because everyone listens to the military and everyone listens to the scientific community. But normal people do not have a voice. We have to fight for our voice to get heard. And some of us are doing that, and some of us do that here, which is why I respect you guys so much. And thank you guys again, man, for being here. And for those of you listening, I hope you're enjoying tonight's conversation. So, guys, let me tell you what my news is. But before I do that, let me take a sip of water. Someone said the Mellon family is interesting. It is. And Advocate for Peace brought up John Warner, saying he's Chris Mellon's third cousin. John Warner has an interesting story and an interesting story to tell. Not sure how much of that I believe, but I also think that because it's kind of like everything I've ever read about any sort of conspiracy all put into one, but who knows, right? What I got out of hearing him speak was it's possible that either he's just sort of put this all together that way, by researching and just piecing it all together. But he seems like an important man because he is. He comes from an important family. But I thought, well, what is it possible? Is it possible that this guy's just so wealthy and from such a crazy background that he has a broader view just on reality in the world than I do, which is possible. Completely. Pro Illusionist, what's up, man? Of course. And if anybody has a channel, he says, thank you for shouting out the fellow community YouTubers. If anyone has a channel and you're into this topic, or you just have a channel, who knows? Maybe you have a channel that doesn't even talk about UFOs. If it doesn't talk about UFOs, shoot it to me. Shoot me a message. I'll subscribe. I'll check it out. If it talks about UFOs, feel free to share it in the live chat anytime you guys would like. I'm definitely down to get everyone on the same page, everyone working together. Pro, thank you so much for being a patron, man. And for those of you here that are patrons, really, it does mean a lot. It does help, and it really motivates me to try to make better content. I promise that I will try and dedicate more time to my Patreon. It's just that I'm trying to learn, I'm trying to create a schedule, right? Because I feel like I've been grinding for quite some time on the channel in the last year because of COVID and the lockdown gave me more time. I've been working from home a lot, but I want to really make the Patreon community interactive. But if any of you want to join my Patreon, help me out, or see the channel get better, really, that's what it's for. There's a link in the description as well. But let's see what you guys are saying. Engaging the Phenomenon says, P.S. Content creators or UFO Twitter people, hit me up to participate in future Ask UFO Twitter videos. Definitely hit up Engaging the Phenomenon. That was like kind of my first interaction with him, which made me realize he was a cool dude, and he was like easy to have a discussion with and open-minded and clear-minded. He reached out to me, we talked, and I worked on one of the hashtag UFO Twitter videos. Also, if you're here in the live chat or you're listening to the podcast, if you want to join the live chat next time, go to my channel, The Undead Gaucho, on YouTube. And if you want to join the UFO Twitter community, just go on Twitter, type something hashtag UFO Twitter, or look for hashtag UFO Twitter. Start interacting with us. UFO Twitter can get crazy at times. There are some people in Twitter and in any sort of group online, right, that are just bad seeds, but don't take that the wrong way. I'm sure you'll find great people there, because a lot of the people here in this community, and myself included, I'm trying my best to, take UFO Twitter and use it to just communicate with people that are interested in the same topic and push the disclosure topic. Advocate for Peace says, lol, yes, the schedule is usually the first step to success. Yeah, the schedule is the first step to success, but I have to figure it out, right? Because it's like, I never thought I'd be making a live every week and then creating content on the weekend, and then I was drawing things on the weekend and thinking of new ideas. It's like I got a bunch of stuff going on, but I love it. I want to make a short film maybe this year, or I have some other projects too that I'm working on that I might have to share with you guys very, very soon, and hopefully it helps the community out. But I've been doing a lot, and I'm trying to just do my best to help everyone out and give you guys the best content and spread the message. So thank you guys, man, for being here. All right, so what is this secret, or this thing that's going to happen? It's not really a secret, but this surprise, I guess. I don't want to get your hopes up. It's not that crazy, but I am going to Bariloche, Argentina next week. It's been a long year. My wife has been wanting to go on vacation. I've been very hesitant. I've been really sticking to my guns with COVID, and following all the sort of the precautions and trying to stay away from people. And it helps me because I can keep creating content, like we were just talking about the schedule. Like, all I need is you guys in the camera and my research, and I think I'm pretty good at this point. I don't know how healthy that is, but I gotta say it helped a lot for staying centered on this topic. But I'm going to Bariloche, Argentina. It's going to be a road trip. And anytime I leave Buenos Aires, well, normally I would film videos outside a lot in the past, right? If you look at my old videos, I would go kind of do vlog style and talk about a case, or just because I felt like the backgrounds were more interesting. But I also feel like people didn't like that. It's weird. It's like people didn't like that I was out and about. It's like as soon as I sat down and set up lighting and did all this kind of stuff, people responded better to that than me out in the city. But I'm going on this short little vacation with my wife, about a week. We're going to Bariloche. Now, for those of you that don't know about Bariloche, it's a beautiful place. The landscape is beautiful. It's sort of like a lot of mountains and lakes. But probably one of the most beautiful places like that in the world. That's what I've heard, at least. And I'm taking Route 40, which is Route 40. It's kind of like Route 66 in the U.S. And I rented a cabin, like I said, so we're going to be out in the outskirts, kind of in the woods, next to a beautiful lake. We're going to do a lot of hiking and trekking, and I'm telling you guys this because I'm going to take my camera, I'm going to take all my gear, and I'm going to try and create content while I'm on this vacation. Obviously, I don't want to ruin her vacation because she's not like me. She's not super interested in the UFO phenomenon, but she is super supportive, and she's telling me, take your camera, you got to do some research, make sure to get ready to film something out there because it's a beautiful place. So I think you guys are going to dig it. And there's a case from Argentina. It's actually from Bariloche, the case, and it's considered one of the most important cases. And it happened, I think, in 1995. There was an aircrew and passengers on an inbound plane witnessed an unknown object with an orange light on top of it green lights on the side, maneuver near the aircraft upon landing. The pilot described the UFO as not moving in accordance with known laws of physics, and the object was also witnessed by town residents and a military pilot in a separate jet. Apart from all that, there was an outage, the power outage in the town, like a power failure, which kind of aligns with what we've heard in the past in some UFO cases where there's power shortages. And it's considered an important case. It's one case. There's a bunch of cases from Argentina. So anytime I leave Buenos Aires, I feel like it's really important to take you guys with me, kind of get my boots on the ground, and at least do something creative to highlight that, right? And the Argentinian government and just Argentina in itself is kind of open to the UFO topic, and it's been that way for quite some time. There's been official declarations from the Argentinian government. I'll read some to you guys real quick. In 1962, here's a official declaration, supposedly. At 7:20 hours on May 22nd, a squadron of fighters in the vicinity of Bahia Blanca, Comandante or Commander, Espora Naval Base, reports the presence of UFOs along its flight path. The interception lasted 35 minutes. Direct eyewitnesses to the incident were Lieutenant Rodolfo Cesar Galdos and his student Roberto Wilkinson. Report number 02779. This was in 1962. 1965, between the months of June and July, a succession of UFO incidents occur in the Antarctic region, some of them producing electromagnetic disturbances and witnessed by personnel from the British, Chilean, and Argentinian bases. A phenomenon on July 3rd at the Deception Island Naval Station generates a second official acknowledgement. That was 1965. 1973. On November 2nd, 6 members of the Comandante Espora Naval Air Base, so I guess it would be Espora Naval Air Base, close to Bahia Blanca, which is actually the same naval air base from 1962, from the first thing I just read you guys. They witness the maneuvers of a UFO, immediately producing the third official acknowledgement. 1978, on the evening of February 4th, at La Florida Dam in San Luis, 6 people report seeing the presence of a UFO and the descent of an occupant from within, leaving ground marks. See, if I could ever get to this dam in San Luis, it's not where I'm going now. Bariloche and San Luis are in different directions, if I'm not mistaken. And just tell you guys, like, this is the dam where people saw a occupant come out of a craft. Show you guys around, walk around. I mean, that's kind of what I want to do in the future. So I really just wanted to let you guys know that I'm going on this trip. I might not go live next week. I'm pretty sure I won't be able to, just because I feel like the connection wherever I'm staying in the cabin won't be good enough to go live. But I will film and I will upload stuff, most likely. I'll upload something for sure during the week, and I will upload when I get back. I'm just going to try and film as much as I can. I might try C5 out there. I know I've been promising to do that. So, engaging the phenomenon, if you're still here, make sure to shoot me some tips, man. I'm going to be in the wilderness, next to lakes, next to this beautiful, open, clear sky. I think it might be the place to do it. So, yeah, guys, I just wanted to have this live with you tonight before my trip. Also, any ideas you guys have, any research you've done about Bariloche or Argentina, anything you guys want to see about Bariloche, shoot me a message. Hit me up on Twitter if you're listening to this as a podcast. And you can do the same. I will probably have this up tomorrow. So before I leave, I'll probably have this uploaded. But I promise to do my best to give you guys some awesome content from over there. I don't know how I'm going to fit all the gear in my backpack. I have a camera bag, and I have 5 lenses, 2 cameras. I picked up, on top of it, I got ready for to go, right? I have this gimbal, which I'm actually happy I picked up this 3-axis gimbal, which is kind of like a dolly from a camera. A dolly from film, right? So I can, like, it balances the camera electronically. So when I go hiking or anything, I can use it, and maybe I can hand it to my wife, create some cool cinematic shots. So we'll see what happens. But I got all my gear ready. I just had to pack my bags, keep researching. I don't know if you guys just heard Nala, but she's here as always, the co-host on my side. But let me check out the live chat. Let me see what you guys are doing tonight, because I've been talking so much tonight, and I want to touch base with you guys before. I won't be able to see you guys for a week, I think, so I want to make sure I get all your, have a good conversation with you guys. Great Troll said, that will be a great trip, Undead Gaucho. I think it will, man, and I think it's going to be awesome to bring you guys with me, which is what I'm trying to, like, let everyone know. Like, hey, I'm going out there. I'm going to try my best to do something. I don't want to put too much pressure on myself either, because I don't want to, like, ruin my vacation. But I think it's just naturally what I do anyway, so not the pressure, but like filming. So I will create something, and I think with a beautiful backdrop, who knows what we could create. Engaging the Phenomenon said the C5 can yield very interesting results. That's what I mean, man. I'm going to be out in the wilderness, and the cabin that I'm staying at, I think, is just like walking distance from a lake, and it's like a lake called Nahuel Huapi, and I think there's there's a story. I was going to say a little story. There's a story or a legend about sort of like a Loch Ness monster in that lake. It has the same shape. There's like a statue somewhere of it, and it looks just like the Loch Ness monster, and I think it's called Nahuel, and it's pretty interesting. But there are UFO sightings in Bariloche. Bariloche has a lot of mystery tied to it. People say that Nazis escaped to Bariloche. They also say that about Cordoba and about all of Argentina, but it's true. Nazis did escape to Argentina. I do think that if you look at the landscape and if you look at pictures of Bariloche, and pictures of just Argentina in general, like the different environments that there are that you can visit, it's obvious why UFOs sort of show up here a lot. And once you see that, and then you start tying it together with the rest of the world, you kind of see how UFO hotspots have these kind of things. It's like different minerals, different sort of plants, different sort of weather. So yeah, that's what's going to happen. I'm going to go on vacation. I need to pack tonight. I got a table full of things I got to try to fit into a bag. And yeah, thank you guys as always for being here. Let me see. Advocate for Peace says, I'm not sure about it though. I mean, C5 potentially opens the door to anything and everything, good or bad. Advocate for Peace, I know what you're saying, but if I do C5, sorry, if I do C5, consider it like an experiment. That's what I'm going to do. And I think the place is just great for that. So we'll see, good or bad, as long as I catch it on footage or catch some video of that. I think it'll be really cool. So we'll see. Guys, thank you for being here tonight, and I'm going to end the discussion here because I need to pack. Like I said, I need to get ready. Thank you to those that picked up the Undead Gaucho tees. Somebody the other day picked up a J. Alien Hynek sweatshirt. I'm going to be dropping art as much as I can, because I want you guys to like rock the gear, start discussions out in the open. Why not fight for disclosure and style? It's not about swag or anything. That's not what it is. It's just like, why not? I'm going to try to create something awesome from my trip. I will upload this as a podcast, and when I get back and further into 2021, guys, we're going to push as hard as we can to try to keep the discussion going in the right direction. I'm going to not quit. I'm going to keep trying to grow the channel, grow the discussion. And you guys are awesome. I couldn't do this without you guys. So thank you guys for being here. Thank you for joining me again. And we will talk very soon, guys.